Was talking to my dad last night about this. This is altcoin charts zoomed out on the monthly. This is strategic repositioning. This is strategic positioning. There's reaccumulation happening here, but this is compression and strategic positioning by the whales, institutions that were not here in previous cycles. And right now this is happening and the data is presenting itself. And while this is happening, retail is continuing to panic. I want to show you the data that is kind of revealing that this is happening. And this isn't just, this isn't just kind of speculation. The data is really saying that this is happening. I saw this post Bob Lucas just posted. Haven't been this bullish on ETH in a while. The narrative around it is building quickly. Flows are high. Sentiment low, of course. The price action coupled with where we stand in the crypto cycle is all very favorable. Honestly, wouldn't be at all surprised with 6-week move to 4,000. I get excited. I get hyped when I see other analysts that are just kind of pacing themselves and they're seeing the bigger picture as well. And we're talking about the very favorable bigger picture that is happening right now. Here's an ETH chart. And we're going to do analysis on Ethereum. I want to look at Ethereum charts. I want to look at ADA charts. I want to look at SUI charts in this video. But even on the short term, if we go look at the Ethereum chart, I have it plotted here. There's essentially a broadening wedge, just kind of a channel. If Ethereum breaks to the downside, which is in play, we might be heading back to the $2,000 area, maybe slightly below. On the short term, these dips are in play. But what is very much in play is kind of Bob Lucas was referring to this $4,000 target for Ethereum. This is something I discussed in a previous video. That's my next upside target for Ethereum. If we break this multi-year trend line of this multi-year symmetrical triangle, this move is massive and it's a massive indicator for altcoins. So what I want to do is I want to discuss kind of the altcoin scenario right now. Total crypto market cap, absolutely sideways. People panicking. If you go to an Ethereum chart zoomed out on the weekly, I wanted to show you this. Look at from the bear market low in June 2022 to this previous capitulation in April, over 1,000 days. And Ethereum was only up at that moment around 50%, just above 50% from the bear market low. Ethereum just it's like, is it ever going to go any higher? Is it ever going to have a higher high cycle high? Right? And while all of this is happening, what is being revealed right now is institutions are buying, okay? So keep this in mind. Even on the short term, we might see a dip. Look at this. Look at these numbers. We have total return year to date, negative 22%. And by the way, this is the iShares ETF, negative 22 year to date. And while that's happening, do you see institutions panicking? Look at BlackRock in this left column. They're not panicking. They're buying. June 19th, not yet updated on this chart. I'm pretty sure it's still not updated, but you can just see the day before 15 million, 36 million the day before that, 16 million, 101 million. They're buying right now while retail is just like it's game over for altcoins. And we have headlines like this, a complete regulatory clarity setup with trillions of dollars getting ready to enter markets. Do you see? Traditional finance right now is getting ready to prepare, not only getting ready to prepare, they are preparing for this massive move. Trump confirms massive crypto price game changers, trillions predicted to hit Bitcoin market. So when we look at ADA, right, and when we look at the higher lows that ADA is presenting right now on this chart as we're getting this set up, and altcoin ETFs are in play. I know I keep mentioning this. We look at SUI. I wanted to mention SUI because this is a strategic play that I just kind of moved into. And this is a good segue to the sponsor of today's video, I Trust Capital. Buy and sell crypto, gold and silver with your IRA. If we look at the SUI chart, oftentimes you'll hear me, right? Here's an ADA chart. I talk about, man, if ADA is going to break out to a bull market, if we're hitting all-time highs and I want to start taking profits at some point, moving to Bitcoin, moving to USD, I talk about often in those swing high environments on these altcoins, it's a great idea to have a crypto IRA, right? Because you can do that. You can make those macro trades with no tax repercussions. And that's a massive thing. But on the flip side, I want to say something. As SUI is resetting on the weekly, and SUI has such a great VC narrative, it has a great narrative for this cycle. I wanted to get some allocation to it. And it's mainly because we've just had time. I have time to think about these things and to evaluate narratives, evaluate markets. This is what we should be doing, in my opinion. not panicking, but saying, hey, we didn't get the altcoin breakout we wanted as soon as we wanted it, but let me reevaluate my portfolio in the meantime. People want to accumulate in the meantime. Whatever we're doing, there's time to prepare for what is happening and what institutions and what the current administration is signaling to us. The crypto space is about to grow by a lot, right? So when I'm thinking about SUI, it's not only just, hey, IRA is good for, selling, but I made a move within my I Trust crypto IRA to get some SUI. And it was nice just to do that and kind of just make that trade without even really thinking about, the tax repercussions or really having to track that in the short term. So I got some allocation to SUI at this moment of the cycle. Retail sentiment, absolutely terrible right now. Maybe it gets worse. Maybe we get a break. Maybe we're testing previous lows. I do not know. But right now, the institutions are signaling to us what is happening. And when we start thinking about what Bob Lucas was basically referring to, the confluence of many things. Inflows are high. Sentiment is low, as you see, coupled with where we stand in the crypto cycle. And yes, price action. So going back to the Ethereum chart, again, maybe we get a dip to the downside. But this compression on this chart, as institutions are loading up, to me, it is becoming very obvious what is taking place right now. And we are here for it. So while we're here for it, we can kind of make a decision to not prepare and kind of just panic, or we can make a decision to prepare. So, back to my point with the crypto IRA, iTrust is a great product to kind of make these macro moves if it's even accumulation right now. So check out iTrust Capital in the link below, get signed up with an account, takes minutes. And, going on though, over here to the ADA charts as well, because I know we just looked at Ethereum, we looked at SUI. I just want to mention to you, when it comes to many of these altcoins, I think it's a very good idea. And I haven't really been doing as much analysis, kind of digging into price, because I think people are frustrated with price action. But I think it's a very good idea right now to do analysis, to really get a sense of what's actually occurring right here. You see just these red candles right now. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because if you look at ADA on the RSI, the reset that is happening on the RSI, and really even the total crypto market cap chart does a very good job of illustrating this. I wanted to show this. Look at the RSIs on here. Now is not the time to be bearish. And that's not really just my opinion. This is just from a technical analysis perspective. The time to start being bearish or considering, hey, maybe let's start selling is right here in these environments, right? This is the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator. Crypto's going crazy. In those moves, it's kind of a good idea. But when you see institutions buying just straight up compression, right, on charts, and you see trillions of dollars getting ready to flood into crypto, and you see a quicker moving momentum oscillator on a monthly, and this is telling in the oversold area, for me, that is absolutely not a time to be panicking or selling. It's a time to be preparing, to be accumulating, to be reevaluating things and preparing for the move, the bull move. Because the other thing is, besides the stock RSI, the quicker moving momentum oscillator, we have the RSI, which is completely just right in the middle. It is, if we look at previous cycles, just look at this. Bear market low consolidation, bear market low consolidation. We're in this area right now. As far as consolidation goes on the altcoin charts, we've really actually have never seen on the RSI. But I will tell you one thing, it is reset. It is absolutely reset. And that's why I talk a lot about coiling and compression, and not just me, a lot of people are talking about that. But I think my main point is, while that's happening, and while an Ethereum chart, yes, is still resetting from bear market lows, look at this. When it was at that bear market low area, you know where we were? From a Fed balance sheet perspective, that was June, so back here, we were entering quantitative tightening, incredible pressure on the altcoin markets. And altcoins survive this. What happens when we go into expansion phase in the Fed balance sheet? What happens when interest rates come down? What happens to an Ethereum chart? To the crypto altcoin charts? I mean, I guess none of us know exactly what will happen. But I will tell you one thing. I always prepare for downside. I'm always prepared. This entire space might fail. We go to zero. I always say that. But with the confluence of all these things, I want to be prepared for this move. And so it is the data. Institutions are buying, and we just looked at it. And they're buying while crypto is down 22% year to date. And what are they doing? They're buying. Why is that? And it's while retail really is panicking, or not. It's not always just panicking, but they're just leaving. They're giving up. That's something to pay attention to. So these are my thoughts today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, hit that like button. It means a lot to me. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.